so some the so mama Sunyani High Court to Kwasetana na wamodi atuja as electoral commission yeah battle commission e dibi hono ma wamotra ye bre ana EC limited registration exercise no ekoso na Boma senior high school ya eno ewo Sunyani ho ye tese nkoda ni bi hono mo a wamotra wondin egu register ni mo asa nkoda no na womufie no ehya sie free 13 edikosi 17 na ayamo motoa de defend this amanyo ko ni emu amanfo mu bi eyi empanyifo asotire ewo ho pa na koto ekwa asetina no wahye se MPP emu empanyifo nyina ya wono water no not abato empeso aso senior enhyehyeye ni sitie na Sunyani High Court pia panyi ebua no wo mo bomoden na man no bia ni din ewo registration book ni no wo mo bomoden enyi free mo enne ya kosi kyera ansa na edia ye wonom na ejina so ama emranim ni Foster Asante wone ensemtre for ekasai
registration. I'm not taking care of more than 18 years. No more to be registered for 1 or 2 reasons. It's also country. Kano North was not an exception. The laws of the country are so clear. So when you are 18 years, you cannot register as a voter. It's a constitutional right. So when you are 18, you should register as a voter. They say I'm registered at that age, no, we see at that age, no, we are mature to take a decision on it. The law does not see you as a minor of you. So the registration exercise was open, and unfortunately, some students from the Boma Senior High School, whose identity I may not want to disclose, had their names on the register. By common calculation, then when you 17 years, be 15, be 16 years a month. The oldest was 17 years. That was back in 18, somewhere July. They had their names on the register. Some people challenged them because they have the right of challenge. The district registration review committee sat on and said that they are not convinced with evidence no more by they support the challenge and allow these names into the register. And by due diligence, we were able to lay hands on certain vital information concerning the registrants. I bear on the date of birth and others. Today, we came to court. We filed a notice to challenge district review committee decision. Eventually, then I set it down because we had to file the motion. God, my opinion, I exhibited documents in federal of justice. The survey respondents, that is the students, to their headmaster. The headmaster brought the children and they all considered. Whom they see were there. They went on their knees and apologized to the court. They fraudulently had their names on the register. And by the law, High Court Judge and the Chief Review Officer. So with this now, he will make an order that we get those names expired from the register because they are minors. You understand? I feel pity for the kids because they are there. It may turn out to hand them in the near future. But if you lie about your age today, you cannot correct it in the near future. You understand? So it's something we must all discourage minors from finding their names onto the register. Only 18 and sit back. 18 come around. I wanted them to tell the court their motivation. But as I said, no, I quoted some 141 verse 3 that I just wanted minors to be guarded. Or in law, they are minors and even their identities were not supposed to have been brought out in the public. See, let's all help. Let's all be gatekeepers and make sure that the right thing is done at the right time.
Lawyer Foster Asante na yekwokotie ye no wone na jebrene central for ebo enkomo no na wone edi asam no ekodan court no wone na esi wona nemu NDC amanyoku no edimu na sansem koye mu no NDC deputy secretary Mata no no tabato peso aso Orua Awudu Isifu enso eche na adwen
nya beda wase so mama kwanya mama kasa wo fudi kesi so let me say the limited registration from 7th to 29th of May. Now on say the political party who will be our intent you have so never cause one. The Colano, 20, so on by the 28. Yeah, 28. But in
one school.
One card buy. The information say if you information into the school for now. The capacity be challenging some for to challenge some for 28. Over a PDRS or more, no, would do so qualify. Or would the required document to buy maybe 9 to 10 for cards. And the woman canana or year for cards. And the GRS was a prayer of us with the card of the man. Not any of them. Law abiding really cool. I was saying, the mom running now. I'm near check where we are. Nti ehu is our dimension and made the secretary town of institution and registration team my court to say court and come out and then the mayor and judge a sick even for 17 free protest registration my wife the bonus.
So after here, court order number, and then I'm going to follow up by to make sure that the needs are really established.
Oh, yeah, one more detail now. Police station, and then from here, this is very exhibition. In the way exhibition, then make sure that some Palani is a second woman, and I'm always a tour, and you would from the notice. Say you and this is a very this coming 2024 election. This is a real vigilance. It may be connected and I hear say, we are only work from 2016. And people for their pitches are saying you know, book from Yena, yet the amount for your distance. Yes, your party, the second of who said, and your sanity, Yeno, your pepper, Project and a periphery. Into Malawi, the monitor on police station, which are going now, or voters ID card number in our work. The years, Bishop, a sample, and Papa, would you know, have voters registered.
Right, getting to complainants. Yeah, NBC.
When you call one to break a share, or Bomadia Preference and Trump and Trump was a report. Now, more from a good roommate in Yamama Guan was say, Yapasian Mutin Como. Now, Mutumicha Mumagan of Forte and Comahu, Yapasian no more. Emma St. Trump was near. One day was your winner friend of Crown or about a night, one Coco Shire. Our enemies are when you call one to break a headquarters. Emma one penny or no, and where cratch, and many disabon you could 50 of you quit. And in some old way, yes, one more boat, yeah, one person. You go magana for na hu atuja na na nkomani nyina ni twako kwagina na nu ya hukroma ya kabishemu ana chief justice na tase wo mai atemwafo so nyina panipa justice araba esabatokunu wodi edim bia hodo be senum akokoma o mampanyini na dakokufo ado se mampanyini nyi no hwem no hwem wie no ye woke a wo pese se nipa num ahodo ya wo ya atemwafo no won kokko hyemu e wo mai court ba tan supreme court na won court aso bo adwuma won nurse wo mu free high court any appeals court no won krono ba no wakọ piem o mai court ba ta supreme court a ye di sama kase awodo nyina won mo aya na election petition won sensem nyina akra no won bi no he wo ru atuba no de no wo be se ni panum yi a wo bo ndin so akọkọ tena won mo sanse wo hwe won su no ban any adwuma no a ne won mo aya ba pim sesebre yi a won se fata pa se won ko piem o supreme court wo na ne wo hwe nipa wodo num yi a ene ima me justice arabe sabatokunu wo ba mo di bo won di no na ta say justice afia say wa asadebotwe mama ni a watini di power yi worura kasera atofo asen ene worura jakwane ato ni general wonom sensem yi mu na yade se waka woni edie no ho afen so uhwemu a na chese ya wa justice Pamela Cranton wono so ya boni di bie ya pese mampanyi gitum wono nkopiem wo supreme court na wokokọ ya adwuma justice Edward Amwako Sante ana justice Eric Chebafo ana fe justice Angelina Mensa Humia wo nyina ya de chief justice nominate wo mu a wacha se mampanyi ehwemu ye na ne wonyi wontum wo sanse wo be so pia won na wodo wokopiem wo supreme court wono wokokọ badwuma ene na ni di se monyokuo akatama so katazo so me famia monyokuo wokodi ebrensia mu a woto ne se mo buma shanso si won tri so chese enya sa na ye no okroma no se ye nya se bia wote woda se abra no ma akra so sa na ya chief justice nti de open na body dis won gogo pie wo supreme court na won gogo ba adwuma ne ade nipa no so asafata na so wansen fata wo se wo fa kwanten ne so ne ehunu sampa nipa we ya somasia no binti we ya wo body dis won gogo pie wo supreme court no wasom wa man no sompa waye na dwuma eniama wodo ne suri ne ban nyina di adanse so ko Supreme Court no we ye enese na ne ya bo December me Chief Justice yi won so akoda so de ya asema bodin se we no mu ko Supreme Court eto we fifi via bi kweta wono ye krache adema NDC amonyoko enne wakasa ya wachese no kwasem nie na ni nyi ne akoso no na nyi wono nko a NDC amonyoko ne Ghana fododo no a abonyo di akoso no ho sanse kwanya ma me no afaso no ene woni tumi mpo eso obosa nipa ne din se mampani anyintum na onkopie mo Supreme Court wo yenchura fifi fiavikwete.
This government stops at nothing and is determined to create a judiciary that is no longer a check on executive power but a mere extension of it. This is not the Ghana our forefathers fought for. This is not the democracy we pledge to uphold. Our nation deserves better, and it is our duty to stand up and protect the very foundations of our democracy. Despite the huge number of judges appointed by President Akufo-Addo to the Superior Court and the lower courts, and the 15 judges that he has already appointed to the Supreme Court in particular, the NDC has become aware of a grand conspiracy hatched by President Akufo-Addo and the Chief Justice to appoint additional 5 judges to the Supreme Court. We have cited a shocking and deeply disturbing letter from Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono to President Akufo-Addo requesting the appointment of 5 new judges to the Supreme Court of Ghana. This request from the Chief Justice is not only a blatant violation of our constitution, but also a flagrant disregard for the established customs and traditions that guide the nomination of judges to our nation's highest courts. The names of the 5 judges put forward by the Chief Justice in her unconstitutional, unsolicited, and self-serving request to the President include Her Ladyship Justice Angelina Mensa Humia, His Lordship Justice Eriche Bafo, His Lordship Justice Edward Amaku Asante, Her Ladyship Justice Pamela C.A. Kuranten, and Her Ladyship Justice Ifia Asari Boche, the judge who is currently presiding over what we call the persecution of the Honorable Minority Leader, Dr. KCL Atufoso.
Wei wapanya wanona atwatwa for penny demand this amanyoko yewra 50 abikwete ana wote ne kanu na nwachi ana General Secretary de to so no wata se de aba no was a Judicial Council ne Ghana Bar Association GBA womu na ba no mransem no ni ade a womu so ka bie won papa mo amunyo homumu oyimi no womu nyo homumu kra womu mioma no womu nkasa na womu nsi wonse aduasa mienu nkanche Chief Justice said de woye no eyama anyonyamu a ekura enei woni ahemra so kroma no eyama na toto fom dodo eti wanyai nyesa pa na se Ghana Bar Association any legal council for to be and this form pa.
It is interesting to note that this brazen unsolicited request from the Chief Justice dated 30th May 2024 was promptly received by President Akufo-Addo on 4th June 2024. Subsequent to that, the Attorney General, who is the chief persecutor of the minority leader in the Court of Justice of Ifia Asari Boche, brazenly followed with another letter dated 21st June 2024, expressing support for the Chief Justice's unsolicited and unconstitutional request. With the President, the Chief Justice and the Attorney General in agreement, and a furtherance of the President's grand agenda to pack the courts and annex the Judiciary as an extension of the New Patriotic Party, an emergency Judicial Council meeting was hurriedly convened on 24th June 2024 by the Chief Justice, who is also the chair of the Judicial Council. At the said meeting, the Chief Justice, who on the face of the record initiated the unsolicited request for the additional 5 justices to be appointed to the Supreme Court, presented the Attorney General's letter of 21st June 2024 to make a case to the Council for these appointments. Interestingly, at that meeting, the Chief Justice remained completely silent about her own unconstitutional and self-serving request to the President. Our unimpeachable sources tell us that the Judicial Council, however, unanimously stood against the reckless schemes of both the President and the Chief Justice. We are further informed that all the members of the Judicial Council rejected the proposal, citing poor and dangerous timing, especially with general elections only 6 months away.
wey ayora fifi ya kwete wa mananso no mo wa wie ye se Ghana ba ni legal counsel for de no waso pemu na nkasa Ghana man panyi na gbagufu ato wa kan wate se enei ma we get to da be se batokunu sai ko na hinu a wade aba beto na pro so se wonyi hem na wafom kopie mo Supreme Court no wo mo no so kra wamma me get to da be se batokunu justify the entia wo susu se ni panum ye de wonko Supreme Court a eyeye awo no mo na fe kwa so wonsa ma me kire mu kire ye de entia ene atemuafo na wo Supreme Court no wo hia dodo e de aka ho ada kanza hia na wo Supreme Court ene case bia so de ko Supreme Court etu wo ma me cheche ni nyina mu ansa na mampanyini so agya atomuo mama mpanyin kwa yeso etokunu mo nko na bi ko ba ne sa na nado so wo be fa ne hepa.
We are of the view that President Akufo-Addo must immediately halt his plans to make any further appointment to the superior courts. This is in view of the fact that he has already packed the court with too many of his loyalists, to the disbelief of many right-thinking Ghanaians and consummate Democrats. Again, there are enough judges on the bench at this particular point in time to deal with the judicial issues. More importantly, with elections on the horizon, it is fair that any such appointment with far-reaching implications on this constitutional democracy should be left to the next president of the Republic of Ghana. And this is common practice all over the world. It is only under Nana Akufo-Addo that this is being totally tested. After all, President Akufo-Addo has already abdicated his position as president a very long time ago, when he declared that the next president will fix the economic mess that he and Vice President Alhaji Bawumia have created. The president must be reminded that such lopsided appointment, particularly to the judiciary, is a big factor in the widely held perception of a politically biased and hostile judiciary in the administration of justice at the apex court, especially in matters involving the NDC. President Akufo-Addo must therefore take a cue and desist from any further appointments to the Supreme Court at this time, in order to help de-escalate the perception of bias on the part of the judiciary. The latest maneuvering between the Chief Justice and the President adds to the series of happenings in the judiciary that paint a picture of bias and imbalance. Further packing of the courts will do very little to restore trust and confidence in the judiciary, which already is at an all-time low. President Akufo-Addo must note that the ongoing happenings in Kenya serve as a reminder that there is a tolerable limit to the abuse and excesses of the executive. To conclude, we are calling on all Ghanaians to rise up against this tyranny. We must protect our democracy, our judiciary, and our future. The actions of President Akufo-Addo and his cohorts are not just political games. They are existential threats to the very fabric of our nation. It is time to stand up. It is time to speak out. It is time to demand justice.